Jonathan Turley is a George Washington University law professor and Fox News contributor. So, Jonathan, how serious is this possible revelation and maybe future testimony from this IRS agent?
It's extremely serious. There's obviously the allegation of perjury. It's also a crime to interfere with IRS investigations. So these things do bring you into the criminal code. It's also important, as I keep on saying, that there is the secondary question as well, whether or not there's evidence of crime. There is ample evidence of corruption. That's what influence peddling is. There's ample evidence of millions of dollars going to the Biden family. Congress has an equal interest in that. In fact, Congress is the primary body to investigate that, since the Department of Justice investigates crimes. So there's a lot here that we have to unravel. What was ironic about the attack by Hunter Biden's counsel on this whistleblower is that Hunter Biden just recently called on the IRS to investigate his critics. So it was a rather odd moment for them to have this pearl-clutching scene that they were appalled that a whistleblower went to Congress. I've represented whistleblowers. This is how whistleblowers have to proceed. They reach out to these committees in order to afford them the protections of federal law.
I understand they're looking into him for 5 years now. It must be a really difficult case. Tax violations, unlawful work as a foreign agent, unlawful foreign transactions, let alone the separate gun charge, which would be for another time with a different whistleblower, perhaps. So in any of these cases, has the IRS agent who's about to come forward, has he violated anything that he with his work employee agreement?
Now, this is what the whistleblower laws are supposed to
even
accomplish.
Even as an IRS agent.
Yes, I mean, you have an IRS agent who is trying to speak to Congress about what he believes is the political influencing of a federal investigation. And so he's acting the way whistleblowers are supposed to act. What's really, I think, important here to note is that many of us have been baffled at how there's been no perceptible movement in these investigations. That's been the problem, as you noted,
right,
from the very beginning. You know, when the laptop was given to the FBI, it seemed to be on its way to Mars. I mean, there was no indication that they did anything but put it into some file cabinet.
Hey, Jonathan, the other thing is the cover of the New York Post, the same thing that appeared in other papers, and then you were quickly sidelined and told it was Russian disinformation. A letter was sent out and signed by 51 intel agents that said this was classic Russian disinformation. When pressed, they said, I didn't say it was. I said it looked like it was. Others who signed off on this said, well, I don't want to comment now. It's proven. The Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and New York Times said, well, the laptop is real. So all those 51 were wrong to do it. Now we know a little bit of behind the scenes. It looks like Mike Morell was approached by Anthony Blinken and said, hey, this is not real. This is classic Russian disinformation. Can you round up some people? And Morell does. He rounds them up. He said this under oath to the Weaponization of Government Committee headed up by James Jordan. And hence we have a letter. And then we have that letter affect the debate, which clearly had a role in the election. Your final thought, legal or not legal?
Well, it's an inescapable pattern. We saw the same thing with the Russian collusion arguments that with the dossier funded by the Clinton campaign which denied that funding for a long time and then fed to the media. This is the same pattern. It was fed to the media and they were more than willing to run with it.
All right. Jonathan Turley, thanks so much. We'll follow this story. You know we will, and you'll be on top of it as well.
Thank you, Brian.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.